Speaking of the immaculate vibes, though, I feel like this is a great segue, Kelly. If we can cue up our game segment, it is little this or that. All right, so for those that didn't hear the news from, I guess, the last couple days here, the viewership for the U.S. men's national team's game against Bosnia and Herzegovina was phenomenal. It was 33.5 million peak, right a little over 20 million average, but we're focusing on the peak here, Mike, and just to try and put it in perspective on where that lands in modern U.S. sports history. And the game, essentially, is simple. Our panel, and I have a series of situations here, just has to determine which event has the higher peak domestic viewership. This is domestic, United States only. We're pitting 5 events specifically, so let's kick things off here, Kelly here. First one, NBA Finals Game 5. You think U.S. men's national team had more viewership or less than? Jonah, what do you think?
U.S.
Kelly. Michelle. Wow. I'm gonna burn for that one.
Because it's New York?
Yeah.
I hesitate, but I think still U.S.
Okay. Mike, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm with them. I think it was a little bit less than 33.5 million peak viewers. As great as that game was, yeah. I'll be surprised if the NBA Finals beat that.
Reveal, here we go. By 0.5.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Barely.
Much closer.
Okay.
Much closer than you thought. But the fact that it was New York bumped it up a heck of a lot. Honestly, I think the NBA Finals sum total had a higher average viewership, but the peak for the U.S. men's national team just edged it out.
If that had been a Game 7 situation, I think it would have,
But
I think a lot of people just assumed.
Yeah.
Speaking of Game 7s, let's move on here to the next
final
one.
since '98.
2025 World Series Game 7.
Give me the
Dodgers Blue Jays. Who had the higher viewership?
Innings.
Michelle, what do you got? So you're saying
I'm going Game 7.
She's going Game 7. Jonah, what do you think?
U.S.
Okay. Mike, what do you think?
I'm going U.S. One of the teams was from Canada.
Buddy, it was.
Buddy.
Here we go. Reveal it. 31.5. Only 2 million off, which is really good for baseball. Really good for baseball.
I was going to say, I guess it is baseball after all.
I was actually going to
What does that say about the rest of the World Series games?
Where the Dodgers are not playing in them.
That's
Well,
right.
I was going to put it up initially against Cubs Guardians Game 7, and that was like 46. So that seriously, it depends on the game and the situation.
Because of the curve.
Yes, there was a lot going into that. All right, moving on here. Our third one. Cowboys-Eagles. This is the season opener.
This year? Or last season?
This last season in Philadelphia against the defending champs. Mike, I'll open with you. U.S. men's national team or Cowboys-Eagles regular season opener?
Season opener, defending champion Eagles. Yeah, I think Cowboys-Eagles probably topped that for peak viewership.
Don't know where we're going.
I think it is probably Cowboys-Eagles, but for the sake of being the one that picks the U.S., I'll pick the U.S. again.
Okay. Michelle, what do you think?
I'm doing it on principle.
Doing U.S.?
I'm choosing the U.S. on principle.
All right, let's reveal. It is 34.3.
What
Very
on earth?
close.
Yeah.
Razor close, though.
Cowboys, the Eagles.
That's also, that's
And
closer than I would have thought.
We're getting closer. Hey.
But think about it like this. You have 50 states of people who should be cheering for the United States. You have
50
Philadelphia
states who should be
and
cheering
Dallas.
for America's team.
That's what
Well,
Yeah,
all I
it's
hear all
not
the
just
time.
Philadelphia and Dallas.
I think
That's
about
the
this,
thing.
though. Like, this was the
I
U.S.
know.
against Bosnia and Herzegovina. What was U.S.-Belgium in 2014?
That's a great question.
Because that's in theory what we're looking at, plus probably some more, because the vibes are better going into this one.
Also, that was 2014 was, where was it again? Brazil. So it would have been fine in terms of viewership. I was thinking in terms
Hours,
of,
yeah.
Yeah,
it would
time
have been
zone.
fine. Yeah, that was an afternoon match.
Look that up real quick. Kelly, this next one's for me. Higher viewership, Phelps' 8th gold or the U.S. men's national team?
I swear, if it's Phelps gold, I'll be so distraught.
I'm only choosing Phelps Gold so that Andrew has someone voicing his vote.
Cool. Mike, what do you think?
I think the answer here is Phelps Gold because I think the only reason why Andrew put this in here was to try and brag about swimming.
That's fair.
It's got to be right.
Okay, cool. Reveal. I am bragging about swimming. It blew it out of the water.
Good job, Andrew. Not the one at Texas Live.
All right, and our final one here. The 2019 Masters, the final round.
Masters.
Jonah, where are you thinking?
Ooh, that's got to be. Oh man. I'll go U.S.
Masters.
Mike?
Yeah, I think Tiger wins this.
And we shall reveal
What?
18.3.
Wow.
Oh my.
So it's funny, Rory won it recently, and he just barely crested over 20. Part of the reason why for that is a bit of a caveat. That final round was much earlier in the morning than it usually would have been. So I think he won it right around
That's
2.
right, because they had the weather issues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that did affect it somewhat, but
Okay.
still kind of shocking when I looked that up.
The 24.4 million number that was the average viewership was that's the number that a lot of, when you see the like top 100 lists or whatever that Sportico does every year, they base it off of the average viewership. So the average viewership for this game was 24.4. We were theorizing, myself and PLG yesterday, that Monday might hit 30 from an average viewership standpoint, and heck, the peak might hit 40. And if it were to hit 30 for an average viewership number, that would put it somewhere probably in the top 15 of telecasts period for the calendar year, at least using 2025 as a gauge for that. You had to be 30 million plus to be in the top 15 last year. So we're talking big time NFL regular season games and early NFL playoff games type of viewership. So
Again, the point
it
of
has
that was not
captured
to-
everybody's attention.
The point of that segment was not to say, hey, the U.S. is, doing X, Y, and Z. It's to say, no, these are the big boys it's playing up against. These are primetime Olympic numbers. These are primetime football numbers. This is World Series Game 7. That's what we're seeing right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.